Right, back with some Xbox. So yeah, OG Xbox. Been playing a lot of this recently, and not just that. Mainly all the racing games that I've got. Not all of them, just a select few, but some of my absolute favourites. And I thought I just might go through some that I've been had on rotation for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, let's take a look at them. Let's pull some of these out. Got a bunch here over both systems, and some are multiple copies as well because you've got to have multiple copies for the old system link. A bit of two-player action there, which is cool. So yeah, multiple copies of Outrun 2. Awesome game. I think obviously you got, where is it? It's in here somewhere. You get Outrun Coast to Coast as well, which has the extra new tracks as well from Outrun SP. But honestly, I think my go-to version is Outrun 2, simply because I prefer it's kind of more difficult because it's got, when you drift around corners and you hit cars, you've got that original arcade difficulty where the car kind of jars and rears up a little bit. With Outrun 2006, what they did with this, they removed that collision technique, and they put in the slipstreaming kind of effect, which makes the game a lot easier to catch up to enemies and pass traffic and stuff. So it's got quite a bit more content in regards to tracks on 2006, but I think my preferred version is the original Outrun 2. You got those awesome tracks from Scud Race and Daytona 2, as well as the awesome challenges as well. You actually get the original Outrun game on this as well, which when you do play it on the original Xbox, it doesn't play as well as it does, as it would on MAME, for example. But it's a nice little feature, little quick playable version of the original Outrun arcade game. And it seems a bit slower as well. I don't know if it's because it's maybe running in PAL, but it's definitely not as good as the Sega Saturn version. But that's all. Oh, it's another copy of Outrun. Yeah, multiple copies of Outrun 2 because you've got to have that system link option, haven't you? So yeah, that's all. That's my Outrun collection. What else we got here? Burnout 3, which is probably my second favorite racing game on the original Xbox. Absolutely fantastic. I do love the arcade races, and this is just arcade action at its best. Fantastic game. Loads of unlockables, so many cars to unlock. I mean, probably just as good. If it's a real close second to Outrun 2 because the amount of cars you can unlock in this game and get. If Outrun 2 wasn't my favourite game, this would be number one for sure. Burnout 3 on the original Xbox, absolutely fantastic game. What else we got here? These are Xbox 360. Let's look at Blur quickly. Blur I've been playing a lot of, which is awesome, which is essentially like a grown-up Mario Kart. Collect weapons and blast through races and level up and unlock more cars. It's a real good fun racing game. Like I say, it's like a grown-up adult version of Mario Kart. You get the old, with the shock there, the shock. These are all the weapons you can get. The shock one is like the blue tortoise shell. Great fun game. Really good. Love that. Arcade action at its best. Project Goth Racing 4. Absolute classic, of course, with the motorbikes and the different kind of vehicles you can unlock. Ferraris in here. And the successor to the original Dreamcast game, Metropolis Street Racer, by Bizarre Creations, who I love as a developer because one of my absolute all-time favorite retro games from them was Rock and Roll Racing on the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. So this is a little less arcadey, more kind of simulation, but it has a great arcade style feel to it. So it's not fully like Gran Turismo. It is more sided to arcade, but less so than like your Burnouts and your Outruns. Grid, Race Driver Grid, again multiple copies because of that two-player system link. You get yourself a couple of Xboxes plug a network cable between them, and you've got some awesome two-player action. So got to have multiple copies of certain games for sure. I played this game with my daughter in the arcade many years ago, and this was the game that spurred me on to actually buy a Xbox 360 wheel. So had to have those in the collection. Speaking of which, yeah, as well as having multiple copies of the games, you've got to have, multiple steering wheels, and the Xbox 360 steering wheel is by far the best steering wheel. So here's my little repurposed shoe cabinet with my Xbox 360 wheels in there. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that quick. And what have we got next? Need for Speed The Run. This is essentially updated, fantastic game of cruising USA. You go from Vegas all the way over to I think Boston or New York, other side of the country. Different missions, different settings, snow, desert. It's a fantastic game, and I love this game for the different sections that you can drive through. So always loved back in the day, when Cruising USA came out. I thought, driving from one part of the America to the other was a great fun. So a nice nod to that kind of old style arcade game, and it's fantastic with the wheel. Great fun game with the scenarios and storyline. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Need for Speed Most Wanted. I just love the Need for Speed series. These games are great. This is great with the Kinect because obviously you can get the voice commands. There's a certain kind of reinflatable tire that you can get, like when you're in a police chase. You can just tell the Kinect to reinflate your tires if you run over spikes, and just oh, it's fucking excellent. It's so clever. So that's great to play with the wheel and the Kinect. Yeah, real cool, fun games. Back to Xbox Original. Midway Pack, which is fantastic. Some great arcade games on here. You've got the never other released kind of San Francisco Rush games on here. You've got the Alcatraz version, which is the cool updated arcade version of San Francisco Rush, and you've got the original San Francisco Rush on here as well, which also get race driving and Off-Road Thunder, which I don't know if anyone really talks about or plays, but it's Hydro Thunder, which is on here as well, but with trucks and 4x4s and Bigfoot kind of cars. So I might do a gameplay of that shortly, and play some of the games on there, which is great fun. And my all-time favourite Need for Speed game, Need for Speed Underground, the first one. I originally had this on the PC, where it's probably best played on the PC, but it's cool to have it on the original Xbox because I just love... This game got me into the Need for Speed series after Hot Pursuit 3. Again, with obviously, it came out around kind of the Fast and Furious era with, kind of customizing your car, drift, nighttime racing, and the best soundtrack to this day, I think. Well, maybe barring Burnout 3, which has a fucking awesome soundtrack. But Need for Speed Underground, I have the soundtrack. I put it in my car and I listen to the tunes from that all the time. So yeah, that's some of my racing game collection for the original Xbox and Xbox 360. I do have loads more online that are like digital versions, but I do love my races, and these are just some of my favorites, and definitely worth having some multiple copies of some, and I'm always on the lookout for a great classic arcade racing. So just thought I'd show you that. We'll play some more Outrun again. I think I'll do a little bit of Outrun 2 special tracks, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. But thanks for watching. What are some of your favourite racing games? If you love races, tell me, let me know. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.